The boy wonder upstaging Kendrick Lamar yesterday in the Super Bowl. We got Marty joining us here this morning in the lab. We're all about helping you guys get up, get your ass out of bed, and hit those big, audacious goals based on accountability and just good, healthy lifestyle habits. True story. When you are boring, you're successful because you are in a rhythm. You're in a flow state and you're predicting what's coming. I got to tell everybody about this, something I learned here recently. Listen, we have to be thankful.
One of the motors on the wings of the airplane decided to choke up a little bit, so we got to refart it back up. I don't really give a shit who wins any football game. I just want it to be a good game.
The amount of people I know that were at the game, it shocked me. I didn't realize how many people actually go that I know.
Average price point was just under $6,000 for a ticket to this game, eh?
Wow. Yeah, people were out there, man.
When they were making the first alarm clocks, the gear structures to make alarm clocks maxed out at 9 minutes. Hence, the snooze button started at 9 minutes. And ever since that moment, 100 years ago, manufacturers of clocks and alarm clocks have all stuck to the 9-minute paradigm. If somebody snoozes 9 minutes a day for a whole year,
that's before my time, brother.
You're 2.5 days behind the other dude. Society's fucked up as it is. The fact that we give people 9 minutes to go back to bed. So we're owning this, boys. We're owning this idea of 9 minutes is wrecking your life. Okay. So they throw Taylor Swift on stage yesterday, she gets booed. They throw Trump on stage and he gets cheered. How quickly North America has changed their views on culture. Funny you ask that because I would say to you, yeah, Canadians right now aren't happy with Mr. President Trump because he's causing a bunch of uncertainty, as we all know. You ever catch yourself overthinking a decision?
It takes over your mind if you let it. That's the key. If you let it, you can't let it. So you got to learn how to talk to yourself or learn positive habits that get you in the right state. You're going to get more energy, better focus, and you're going to be sore as hell.
All of a sudden, the friends, the wives, they get a little deep down, they're a little jealous about the progress. They're like, hey, let's go have some fucking McDonald's. Hey, let's go do this. Hey, let's go do that. Then you got to teach them to learn to say no.
It's just funny how people will try to lower their frequency. Yeah. When they see you know, I'm clearly the fittest one in there out of all the men. So it's, come on, man, leave me alone.
The bottom line is results take time. They can stack up fast when you stay consistent. Strength first, then endurance, then muscle growth, then fat loss. I've read some stats and some stories about this where humans that change their bodies significantly end up having relationship problems.
And so as their minds, the husband and wife or whatever the relationship, as their minds start to separate and how they look at the world, that's the problem. It's not the physicality. The physicality is the smallest portion of the equation.
Once you elevate your mental and your physical, it's hard to go backwards. So it's hard to bring someone up on your level as well. And this goes for men and women. It's just a human thing.
Eating more, he's got more energy, his sex drive's increasing, and his wife is fucking starving herself. She's fucking crabby and cranky, fucking wiped out all the time. So stop hiding behind these terms. But in their realities, that's what they believe. And if you believe something, it's really difficult for someone to see something outside of what they truly believe.
I have actual rose-colored glasses that I wear during winter to improve mindset. And I get my kids to wear them so that they can see the difference. They're amazed at how much better things look and how it lifts up their mind.
You got to make sure you stay hydrated. Get you a gallon of water, right? And if you can't finish the gallon, if you're not used to that, do half a gallon. Do 3/4 of a gallon. But now you're being intentional about your water intake. You can be a vegan, you can be non-vegan, but make sure you have protein in every meal. And we can talk about a protein goal another time, but we're just going to get to the basics. Just pretty much got to do what's best for you and what you feel is right in your heart.
What a tie is? It's a fucking leash. When you put a fucking tie on, that means the guy above you knows you're conforming.
We saw an artistic display last night by Kendrick. It was art. I don't care what, it was art. And it was creativity at its finest. It was anti-corporate at its finest. And you lose out of there was judgment happening everywhere.
If I'm not feeling like I've got imposter syndrome, it's because I'm fucking slacking. I'm not moving ahead fast enough. If you wake up and you do the same thing that allows those negative thoughts to hold on, you're gonna fucking live that loop.
The reality is, you gotta stop shooting on yourself. And here's what you need to know, boys. That voice in your head isn't telling you the truth. It's just repeating an old, unhelpful story. Science shows that when you see yourself succeeding, your brain starts wiring for it. Your thoughts, they shape your action.
Neuroplasticity, baby. If you snooze yourself, you're going to lose yourself, which means don't hit the goddamn snooze button. 9 minutes every day. Sometimes you're hitting it more than once. This is just wasted time. You're starting your day with a nap. If you snooze yourself, you're not going to believe in yourself. What you need to do to get what you want, you got to believe. And the one person that's got to believe in you is you.
Guys, listen like you mean it. Pay attention, put the phone down, and don't wait until February 14th to start. If you don't know, you're guessing, and guessing is a losing strategy. Watch their body language. Pay attention to the reactions. This is why I think as we get older, men, we need to be even more curious than we were yesterday. Because the more curious you are, the closer you're going to be to your partners, your lover, your friends, everybody. No, real connection happens in the small moments. Tapping your wife on the ass, sending a nice little text message, going for a run, doing something. Strong men know how to say, here's what I need. What do you need? And Johnny talks about it all the time. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It is leadership. Your relationship is like your business, like your fitness, like anything that matters. You're going to get out of it what you put into it.
They just want to talk to you. They're just looking
That's
to
it.
have a conversation.
If you're catching yourself overthinking things, guys, overthinking things is a killer. I know there's times I overthink things. Wait a minute, I just got to pause and put it aside and start from the beginning. If you're hitting the snooze every day for a year, you're 2.5 days behind. Have you ever sat back and asked yourself how many times you've hit the snooze button in your lifetime? I'm thinking I've hit it thousands of times. Like, you think about all the minutes and hours we've left and lost behind because we've caught an extra 9 minutes of sleep. Eh? What kind of limiting beliefs have held you back because you believed what others thought of you instead of what you wanted to think of yourself?
The fact that I have gone through such a hard life and have dealt with all the rough things that I've dealt with is the reason why I want to project this positivity into the world. And so I just take advantage of the fact that I don't fit in. If I had somebody like myself, I would have been able to move a lot quicker and feel more comfortable.
But here's the thing, brother. I guarantee you represent a shitload of people that want to do what you do. They just don't have the balls to do it.
Yeah.
People want to be able to step outside the box and do what they're doing and not have to conform.
Something Mike Tyson said stands out to me, that when he remembers that he's nobody, his ego kind of goes to the side. But when he thinks he's the greatest fighter in the world, that's when issues come up.
What I have learned in my journey is working really hard at looking into my own mirror at myself and accepting who I am, accepting my faults, accepting what I'm good at, what I'm bad at. Somewhere along the way, we got to break the cycle. It's wonderful how our kids, in many ways, can help us conquer our self-doubt, and how our kids can help remove those limiting beliefs.
Because the mind always goes to what we're not supposed to do. The mind goes to the problem first. That's the way our minds are programmed.
If you try to control something, it fights back. If you try to chase something, it runs away.
What if the things we're most ashamed of, Mike, is the exact same thing that sets you free? We're going from the clubs to the concert halls to the arenas and all the way to SoFi Stadium.